It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond, great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what, you got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, oh, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe, we're at the half college football championship games. So talk with Tom Vecchio. Take a peek at the conference NFL championship games next weekend. We got Denver at home against New England. We know the story there. No Bo Nix. Jarrett Stidham will be the quarterback unless they can get Drew Brees to come out of retirement. Patriots laying 5.5, and then we got Seattle. It was 3.5. I saw it's down to 2.5 now. Hosting the LA Rams. That'll be your Sunday night one there, Tom. So before we get to the games, give me your impressions of what happened over the weekend. You got the firing up in Buffalo. You got Hafley being named head coach of the Miami Dolphins, which I'm okay with. Your thoughts on what happened over the weekend before we get to next weekend?
Over the weekend, in terms of the games, I would say that, Drake May didn't look amazing. I know he made some good throws at times. I know the weather was a factor, but taking sacks and the fumbles is now something that we've seen in back-to-back weeks. He did so against the Chargers, 5 sacks against them, fumbles, did so against the Texans, and now he's going on the road against Denver in a game where the defense has to be amazing, right? In other games, the defense didn't have to be amazing, and they could, the offense will score, defense will do their part. The defense for Denver has to be amazing if the Broncos are going to have a chance. So them being on their P's and Q's, combined with Drake May struggling a little bit, that's something I'm taking note of. Sack props, potentially, for Denver with the O-line for the Pats struggling is one thing. The coaching firings and whatnot hirings, I'm not surprised that the Bills moved on. I'm surprised in the way that they did it. It happened a little abruptly, at least for my liking. And, leaning on Josh Allen and saying we need to get the right coach in there to maximize his upside, that's what I ultimately think should happen.
All right. What about the games?
I think there's an overreaction, personally. I told Scott this earlier to the Broncos point spread. I don't think there's that massive of a drop-off between Bo Nix and Jarrett Stidham. They're different quarterbacks, but Sean Payton liked Jarrett Stidham. People in camp this year were saying that Stidham was actually better than Bo Nix, but Bo Nix will be the starter anyways. Jarrett Stidham, Josh McDaniels liked him in Las Vegas. There's a reason why all these guys like him. They trust him. He knows the offense. And I think the point spread, there's too much of an overreaction, in my opinion. I can understand, if the Patriots were 2.5-point road favorites, or 3 even, but if it was 3.5, now 4.5, I'm going to bite. I'm going to be on the Broncos.
Yeah, I would say the same thing about Stidham, where it's not as if he's making his first start. It is not as if like he's a first year, whatever. Like he's been in the league for a couple of years. He hasn't
Skylar
played
Thompson.
a ton. Right. He hasn't played a ton, but at least he's been in different systems. He's gone through the prep of being a starter before. Obviously never to this this extreme, this level of importance. But at least he's done that. So yeah, I would say 5.5 or 6 to buy into is absolutely fair.
How about they're 13-1 on FanDuel to win it all? I'll throw a name out, you guys. Jeff Hostetler. All right? I know Gabe
don't
knows.
do that. I've had enough of a bad weekend, Scott. That's enough. Now you're just piling on.
Now I'm just piling on, right?
Now
but,
you're going to bring up Mark Rippon, too. I could really pile on now as well. But yeah, okay, go on.
Yes. 13-1, Tom. Is it worth a flyer? Knowing that maybe you could hedge, you win this week and then you hedge in the Super Bowl because they won't be that big.
That's a good call, actually, Scott. You go into the Super Bowl with 13-1 in your back pocket.
Yeah,
I don't hate it, but here, like my mind goes to the extreme, right? In these circumstances, like we're dealing with something that is low percentage outcome. I would almost want to push it further down the line. And what I mean by that is if the Broncos were to win this game and get to the Super Bowl again, how would they do so? Like they just opened up the practice window for J.K. Dobbins. He wouldn't be at 100%. So it'd be J.K. Dobbins. It'd be a little bit of R.J. Harvey, Cortland Sutton doing this, that, the other thing. Like if the Broncos win, it's going to be because of their defense. So Nick Bonito to win Super Bowl MVP at 100-1. That would be an unbelievable ticket to have. So instead of betting on the 13-1 for them to win, if they were to win, it would be because of their defense. And then hopefully that bias carries forward into the Super Bowl.
We have point spreads, just for the record. So the Denver Broncos would be 8.5-point underdogs to the Rams. They're plus 320 on the money line. And right now the Broncos are plus 9.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. They're plus 350 on the money line. For the record, the other matchups are Seattle minus 3.5 over New England and the LA Rams minus 3 over New England. I thought, too, coming into this that, you know what? I think, to be on the NFC is the right side. And it wasn't sort of a hot take, but I was surprised to see how extreme the odds were for this, in which the winning conference, you can get both NFC teams minus 230. I didn't think it would be that high, but clearly it is due to the point spreads as we see of the games.
Right. I would say the same. They're just baking that in, assuming like, I hate to call it what it is, but like the books are baking it in as insurance because they're just assuming that Denver is dead, which is unfair, but that's what they're doing. It's just risk aversion by the books.
Yeah.
I don't think, I think those Denver lines would come down, right? Let's go both scenarios. Let's say
you're right.
Denver
if they
wins.
won, people would buy into them. You're right.
Yeah. Right. If they win a high-scoring game or 27-21, we'll say something like that.
From what,
say, this
9.5 to 7.5 type thing in that type range? Like how much would it really be, though? A couple of points, a point and a half, point or two?
Not much. Sometimes these hypotheticals are wrong anyway.
No, you're right.
And then if they want a close, 16-13, low-scoring game, they'd be like, wow, that defense, you know what? That's not bad. I think that those numbers would come down. That's why I like that 13-1 right now. I would take.
And it could potentially be Sam Darnold, right? It's going to be Seattle, and there'll still be that people aren't going to believe. Even if he gets to the Super Bowl, that'll be that final step. But man, I didn't think Seattle were going to dismantle San Francisco like they did. But wow, like that was just game, set, match before it was over.
Yeah. Is Seattle going to beat the Rams, Tom?
I still have my doubts about both teams. Like I can poke holes in both units, offense, defense. Sam Darnold didn't have to do a whole lot. And I think that was honestly to his benefit and Seattle's benefit, where he's dealing with the oblique thing. They're out by head so much. They can just run the ball a million times with Ken Walker, who was fantastic over the weekend. They lost Zach Charbonnet today due to the ACL. To me, it really comes down to if the Rams can have some success moving the ball on the ground, that will open up the play action. Yesterday when I came on with Joe and Adam during the game, their inability to run the ball effectively removed two things. Like if you look at the offense from three areas, it's like passing, running, but then also play action. Because the Rams couldn't run the ball yesterday, they also lost the ability to do play action. So that means they were like the defense for the Bears was solely focused on the pass game. So if the Rams can have some success running the ball with Kyron Williams and Blake Corum, that will still enable the play action. And that's where Matt Stafford is at his best, freeing up Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. So if they can run the ball, they have a shot.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, Devontae Adams better step up his game. He's clearly dealing with some injuries. 2 receptions yesterday for 24 yards. He had a bad game the week before. I say bad in that the numbers weren't there. There's clearly something going on there, right?
I mean, it's the hamstring from the end of the season. I'm not surprised that he's not 100%. And, frankly, them making it and getting another week off would be huge for him at this point of the year.
Weather won't be a factor either. So the Rams played in bad weather in Carolina. They put up the points. They played in freezing cold weather over the weekend. And in Seattle, whatever, really you wouldn't expect anything besides rain potentially. But as it is right now, it's not even supposed to rain on Sunday.
Okay.
So, weather won't be a factor for the Rams. 41 degrees and no rain. 4 miles an hour wind. Second half has started as well. Indiana with the football and already in a third down right now.
Wow. All right. That's good for Miami fans, right? This is what you wanted. I will say they are kind of hanging around. I know you weren't able to watch much of it, Tom, but what were your impressions of the game coming into tonight?
The under, I think the under was the play right from the jump. It wasn't going to be a high-scoring game, and Indiana was just, I thought they would impose themselves early and often, and there just wouldn't be enough offensive pushback from Miami to truly threaten them.
And how about this? In typical Miami fashion, they have them in a 3rd and 17 after a sack. Indiana concede and run the ball, Scott. Face mask.
Miami, what are you doing?
There was no need to do it either. He was literally getting tackled for like a 4-yard gain. Face mask.
Tom, great job, man. Appreciate it. We're going to get through it.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe watching the second half. They are underway. Thanks again to Tom Vecchia for joining us, as he does from time to time. We got Mark Zinno coming up in about a half hour or so. So Indiana gets a gift first down on 3rd and long at a face mask, but Miami does the job and stops them, and now they're going to have to punt the football as they actually lost 7 yards on that 3-play sequence. So they're punting from their own 31-yard line. Good job by the Hurricanes. That's what they need, hanging around. Now let's see, Gabe, if their offense can put something on the board for us.
I laid 14.5 at the half as we were going into the half. Would have liked to see them get 3 more there, but it's currently 12.5 now after that stop. So it's 12.5, 29.5 is the new total.
Wow.
Right now. At some point, Miami's offense is going to have to do something. Their defense has done a great job, but the time of possession is going to become a problem as the game goes on. Miami, if they're losing the time of possession battle pretty significantly in the first half, and the defense going to start to wear out. They were refreshed after the halftime break there, and the defensive line got it done. But time of possession, guys, in the first half, it's 21-17 to 11-50. So you got to believe, Scott, if Miami doesn't score, eventually Miami's defense is going to get tired. And Indiana will make it 17-0, and it's going to be insurmountable. So at some point, Carson Beck and this offense have to start to make some plays. Carson Beck's got 49 passing yards. I bet him over 203.5. It's not going to get there. This isn't the NFL. So even if he has a better half here, I don't think he's on pay unless he hits a 70-yard bomb on one play or something, and I get a 3 sort of massive chunk at once, but not looking good. And Miami are doing a great job containing Mendoza. 12 of 18. He's only passed for 116 yards.
Yeah. Listen, they have 3 first downs, Miami. First possession, they get a first down, but it's 5 plays and out. 3 plays and out punt, 3 plays and out punt, 3 plays and out punt, and then the last possession, they got 2 first downs, and when they missed a field goal. That's it. 3 first downs for Miami, and that's not 1 or 2 possessions. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possessions.
Listen, 13-0, they're still in it, technically, right? It's all right, it's 13-0. 10 and 13 is kind of whatever.
Right.
17 is, done for them, though. Miami are going to need to, they can't fall behind 17-0, or otherwise this game's over. It won't be pretty and fun, and it's not an exciting game suddenly right now. It's kind of sloppy, but we'll see if it opens up or there becomes a little bit of a flow, but it's been an ugly game. Let's call it first quarter. It was intense. It was defensive, and they're flying around, but now it's just kind of annoying. Both offenses can't do anything.
It can't be that good, right? I mean, these defense, although I'll tell you, we gave the numbers before. Indiana has held teams to 10 points or less 9 times. 9 times.
So here we go. Yeah, they held Ohio State to 10 points, right?
Yeah.
The Ducks are freaking explosive, and the Ducks scored some garbage points late, but they shut them down.
Yeah. Single-digit favorites, Indiana, under Cignetti, 19-1 straight up, 16-4 against the spread.
Yeah, I saw that he was 8-0 against the spread.
39-1. I mean, wow.
He was 8-0 against the spread as a favorite of 8.5 or less too. Yeah. So sort of those toss-up games, right? He's been really good against the spread. But listen, Miami are in this. They're 1 play away from, they're right there.
Yeah.
Hell, if they made the field goal, they'd be down 1 score only right now. Question is, I kind of get the feeling they will do something here. I think this game's got to open up a little bit. We'll see if they go conservative or start throwing the football to start the second half. Yeah. They're going to need some big plays, Scott. They're going to have to roll the dice at some point in time.
Yeah. You got to give the guy time, though. This is where you challenge the offensive line at halftime and say, guys, you got to give the quarterback some time. You're not opening up
the ball
on
first down. Little 5-yard gain, so they picked up a chunk here.
All right. Not the end of the world. Even if you matriculate the ball down the field, as Hank Stram once said.
Yeah.
Carson Beck, 54 yards passing. What was your number? Two and change?
203.5. Actually, I got 205.5. I wanted a 203.5. I got it. So my number ended up being 205.5. So I got to get to 206. Not insurmountable. Oh my God, and right on cue. Holy moly!
Wow, touchdown Miami.
Well, I got my Fletcher touchdown. They did it. This is what they did against Texas A&M. They didn't do anything. Wow. They didn't do anything, and Fletcher would pop a big run. 57-yard touchdown run.
How about that?
Just like that, we got a game.
Just like that. Now what's the team total? Let them kick the extra point here.
See, Scott, I was hoping if that'd be a little screenplay. Remember I just said with Carson Beck? If we get sort of one big chunk play, maybe like, damn. But I did have Fletcher to score a touchdown. And I think, it wasn't great odds, though. What was Fletcher? It was like minus 110 or something. Let me see.
I think you said minus 110, yeah.
I'm hoping that it was plus 140, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure he was plus 110.
One of you guys was.
Here it is. Plus 105. So we'll take it. Plus 105. Okay. Yeah, plus 105. Cash it. All right. So just like that, I laid the 14.5, which I'm suddenly getting a little hot under the collar with. New point spread. Wow. What a flip, Scott. 6.5.
6.5. That was as high as what? 13.5? Well, you got 14.5.
14.5. And now just with one touchdown, it flipped by 8 points. Wow. And the total guys got down to 29.5, and it just got up to 37.5.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy. It's like the computer just said, all right, it's opening up now. Does this turn into a track meet now? Watch the irony, Scott. Is this son of a bitch going to turn into a track meet now?
Right. They basically gave you no credit for that touchdown because the second half total was what, 21.5, depending. We talked about that, whether you got it at 30 or 31.5. And now it's still 3 more touchdowns, at 37.
But we talked about Miami's team total. Miami's team total, which went all the way down to 7.5. Now it's 13.5, but minus 175 to the over 13.5.
Oof. FanDuel's got it at 14.5 but plus money.
Wow.
So
and it went all the way down to 7.5. What a swing.
Yeah.
I got the 9.5. I got the bad number, but whatever. All I need is another field goal, and I win that bet. So I got over 9.5 Miami. And I think this Indiana, that over 23.5 that I played at the half is alive, Scott. That's what it is right now, minus 115. Indiana scoring 2 more touchdowns in this game. I'd be surprised if Indiana doesn't score on this drive right now.
Yeah.
Every time
this is
we saw it against the Ducks.
Now you know that Miami defense is all excited. The sideline is alive now. Now
we saw it every time, Scott. The Ducks sort of punch back and upset Indiana, and they'd score quick after. Indiana don't like getting scored on. We'll see if they can respond.
Yeah, you can bet that if you want to too. Touchdown on this drive.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. So I asked earlier, let's put at least a scare into Indiana, right? And at least a challenge, a little something. Don't let them roll over like they did against Oregon and Alabama. And this is the challenge, all right? Up 10-0, really complete control
We
game
got
of
a
this
game.
football game. But
10-7.
Miami scores a touchdown, and all of a sudden we got a one-score game. So let's see what Indiana does this drive.
In Miami, too, right? So this is a challenge for Indiana. They got a lot of fans there, but this is Miami's home stadium, let's not forget. But we talked about, like, Indiana. It's like, oh, yeah, you just ran. They ran the ball on first down and just picked up, like, 15, 20 yards. Then the kid looked mad that he didn't pop it. It was like they wanted, like, one right away. They wanted, like, they almost, like, this kid, you could tell, like, I want to score a touchdown on this play. So they run the ball 2 times in a row right now. Suddenly, we've been talking about big drives for Miami all the time, Scott. Suddenly, like you said, you wanted them to be challenged. You could argue this is the first time it's a big drive for Indiana, right? They put the ball back to Miami, man. Miami, you're going to have the momentum of this game.
Yeah. No, they showed them on the sidelines. They're all pumped up now and everything else. Not that they were down and out, only down 10-0, but it didn't seem like 10-0. They weren't doing anything. We said it. They only had 3 first downs. So they were doing absolutely nothing on offense.
They did the same thing against Texas A&M. Let's not forget. It was like 3-0. They were missing field goals all game. They couldn't score. They couldn't get anything going. And boom. I think it was Malachi Toney. It was like one big pass play to Toney. They scored. And it was pretty much the difference in a football game. So they are resilient. Like, they're this team. They will just keep hammering away and, like, try to find a way. And they just did. We got a big 3rd and 3 coming up right now for Mendoza and company.
Yeah. Would Indiana go for it if they don't get the first down?
Good question.
It's right around midfield, their own 45.
I think they would probably punt. I was going to say they easily get the first down, but he dropped it. So this is a weird play. He dropped it, he fumbled it, and they're saying it's incomplete. I thought he caught it, fumbled it, and recovered it personally. Let's see.
So it's 4th down at this point.
It's a weird play. I thought he kind of caught it. I don't know. You see, he bobbled it. Does he have it? He's down. No, I guess it's incomplete. It was really close, though. He fumbled it, and he got the ball back. They're punting. Wow. They're punting.
Yeah. If they end up losing this game, and it's obviously
Indiana drops the ball. Like, dude, like that. You don't see that. Now Indiana are making mistakes. It was an easy first down, Scott. Like Mendoza.
They're going to regret that possession to close out the first half.
Yeah, they didn't show enough killer instinct. They didn't use their timeouts. They let it go. Like they didn't. Yeah, they didn't use the killer instinct.
Miami on the ropes. They just missed a field goal. They're all depressed. They're walking off the field, 10-0, being shut out.
Yeah, should have threw the ball right away down the field. Boom.
Yeah. So.
Not to mention, it was your last chance with Miami starting safety out. We should bring that up, actually. Yes. Miami actually have one of their better defenders back on the field now, too, which
that's right.
I didn't fully think about when I put my minus 14.5 in. That didn't fully cross my mind. But, yeah, that's a fact now that Xavier Lucas is back now.
So.
It was just a catchable ball. Like, that wasn't Miami's defense. Right? Like, seriously. Like, Mendoza put it right there. Surratt, he started. Look, it was a weird play. Yeah, weird. It looked like he actually caught it and fumbled it for real.
Yeah.
And then got it back.
I don't know if he would have got the first down, but it was close enough. There was a defender right there. But
he's got great hands, though. So that was an unusual drop for him. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But this stadium is fired up, man. The Miami family sections, everyone's all really fired up here right now. Indiana's got to put this fire out.
Yeah. You got it at their own 12-yard line. Kind of moment of truth here. You don't want to get 3 and out, otherwise you lose it all, and you give the ball back to Indiana midfield. You got to get
Indiana's team total 20.5 now. Just fell to 20.5 plus 100 over 20.5. And I got I see the total at 34.5 now in the game, and Indiana are down to 5.5 now.
5.5, yeah. I do like the over 20.5, but I got money on Miami, so I don't want to root for points for Indiana, so I wouldn't do it, but I think they get to 21. I do, but especially if they force a 3 and out here.
I'll just throw it out here right now. There's still a lot of time left, but does this game get to overtime? Let's look at the overtime odds. Still pretty high right now.
It was 13-1 to start the game.
It's plus 725 now.
It's not a bad bet. You're at it 10-7. You're at an overtime sequence.
Not crazy, exactly. The way the points are going, you know what I mean? Like this could end up being 17-17 or 20-20 or something like that going into overtime.
Yeah. Not a bad little ticket. And they do offer the no on that stuff. You might be able to kind of
minus 1,800 to the no.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kershaw like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, oh, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back to In-Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. So while we're away, first down Miami, no good. Second down Miami, no good. Third down Miami, no good. They gained 1 yard on 3 downs. Now they punt the ball away. Now, pretty good punt. Indiana has it at their own 43-yard line. It could have been a lot worse deep inside their own territory for Miami, but not a good three play sequence there for the Hurricanes. And we'll see now if the defense. You just got to wonder, Gabe, how many times can that defense be asked? All right, make another stop, because they're not making stops at the Indiana's own 25, 30-yard line. They're getting the ball at midfield and being asked to make stops and keep them in the game. So that was a big opportunity, but Miami has to punt the ball away. So it's up to 5.5.
Indiana,
33 now.
They're really only kind of 1 or 2 pass plays from being in good, being very, man, wow. I was going to say, they're only a pass play or 2 away from being in really good field position. They get sacked on first down.
Wow.
Miami's defense is real, man. Indiana's offensive line is legitimately having a hard time protecting Mendoza.
Yeah. They've had 5 plays for loss of yards for Indiana. I don't think they've had
He's
that
lucky
all
he didn't
year.
fumble the ball, actually, on this last play. You know, it looked like he nearly did, but he didn't. He was close. Like, yeah, he actually did. The ball came out. He kind of hung on to it. But I'm surprised. Indiana had success getting rid of the ball quickly, and they've gotten away from this. Right? It was working. The quick hits, it was annoying for them that they had to do, you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, all right, we're settling for 7-8, but, like, it was working. And it's the same thing. Like, it's their offense become very predictable in this game, Indiana. For all the genius stuff about them, they're getting sacked on first down often. They run on second down, and now, all right, now they're in a 3rd and long again. So this has been a quick drive themselves. The defenses are really taking this football game over, and we're already midway through the 3rd. They got a 3rd and 12 coming up right now.
Wow. Man, they've had opportunities. I tell you what,
Yeah.
Indiana's had some opportunities.
Pretty good
And-
field position. They're doing nothing with it.
Yeah.
They had
you
the
look
ball
where
to
they're
start the
getting the
second
ball
half.
versus
Did
where
nothing
Miami's
with
getting
it.
the ball.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
You called it. I called it. I would have liked them to be more aggressive, as you stated. Like, they really let that last minute and a half go, half, for whatever reason. You have timeouts for a reason, Coach.
I mean, 10-0 is insurmountable. I mean, or it's not insurmountable. I mean, you made it seem like it was a 17-0. Let's just get into halftime and we get the ball to start the second half. I mean, 10-0's nothing. Why let Miami off the hook?
And
So-
incomplete on third down.
Wow.
Let's see. Surratt's getting frustrated. He was held, actually. Yeah, they're not calling pass interference. That was pass interference, but they're just not calling it. They're just not calling it.
Yeah. You could
But
call it all the time, but
Indiana's-
there weren't that many penalties. They called the obvious one. They called the face mask, which was a face mask. The guy's head was nearly ripped off.
Yeah, no, they're letting them play.
they're letting them
They're
play.
definitely letting them do what they want to do out there for the most part. I'm not complaining about it. It wasn't over the top, but it was. But Surratt's got to make a play. But you could tell Indiana are not used to this. We talk about this a lot with teams. You get into the playoffs, these elite teams. Yeah, they've been in close games, but this is as frustrated as they've been, Scott.
Yeah.
Like, they're getting frustrated now. Like, their receivers are getting frustrated. Signetti's frustrated. The OC's Mendoza's getting sacked all the time. There's definitely a frustration seeping in, but special teams just stepped up and pinned them. Like, on what, the 6 here now? This is even deeper than last time.
Wow.
Where's the ball here
7,
now officially?
7.
The 7, yeah.
7
So,
yard line.
okay, here we go again. It's like deja vu all over again.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Like, you know?
It is amazing. There have been so many like 3 and outs. Even Indiana, they have a couple of drives where they got all their first downs and yardage. But other than that, let me count them up here. How many?
I don't want to be. The game's not over yet, Scott. But as you do, I was going to say, this is losing a little luster for greatest team ever talk and all that. I'm just going to say if they win. I mean, like, Michigan were kind of dominant. They beat Washington convincingly to go 15-0, like 37-14 type thing.
Right.
LSU rolled when they went 15-0. They murdered everybody. This is what I'm saying. A little bit of a black eye this game, a little bit, but they don't care. It's about winning the championship, obviously. But they've let Miami hang around, man. They really have. They've let Miami hang around, and they're literally one big play away from losing this game right now. Point spread is 5.5.
9 combined drives of in essence 3 and out, but obviously 4 and out when you punt. 9 for both teams. So it's been basically just a couple of drives. The Indiana touchdown drive.
No one's
was
done anything on
plays.
offense. Like, what's their biggest play? Like, there's been one big play. Fletcher had the big run for 57.
Right.
The long rush, all right, Keelan Black ran for 20 yards once. He had a 20-yard rush for Indiana.
That was
longest pass play, 25 yards through the air.
25 yards, yeah. I mean,
one pass play for 25, one for 12, one for 15. You look at Miami, one pass play for 25, one run for 57. We've essentially had 4 plays in this game, Scott.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's it.
Like, nothing has happened.
9 3 and outs. I mean, it's just the box score. Miami's thrown for 54 yards. Fletcher's run for the 84 thanks to the 57. So we'll give them
credit. If you would have told me that
78.
Carson Beck had 54 yards at this point before the game, I'd say, oh, yeah, it must be a real route. Like, you got a real problem. Or he got hurt. Like, this is the box scores are strange. Black is successful, 10 for 54. Mendoza's numbers, not so pretty now, 12 at 20. He's been stuck at 116 for a while because I've checked in on him a few times. He's been stuck at 116 yards for a long time. He hasn't completed a pass in a while. And you got to believe that Lucas, I was going to say Lucas coming back is probably, giving Miami some confidence, but they're more drop balls than anything, Scott. A lot of these passes should be caught, actually, and the Indiana guys just aren't catching them.
Man, you watch this Miami defense, and you wonder, how did they lose? SMU on the road, how did you lose to Louisville at home? I mean, putting 26 points on the board.
This is why they're lucky you have the expanded playoff.
Yeah.
They dodged the bullet. All right, so here we go. 6:24 left. This is a massive drive. Like, can Indiana's defense make a play and sort of flip the table, flip the script here a little bit? Right? Miami's defense done a nice job. Like, can they punch a ball loose? Tip a ball in the air. Pick it off. Like, make a play.
My defensive touchdown play at plus 220. I mean, I've had opportunities here. You know, I mean, this is like
a lot of field
little
position. Yeah, dude. There's been a million up, like, sort of the script couldn't have been better for you, kind of, for, like, field position.
Just got to execute.
Like right there. Like Indiana just dove and tipped the ball in the air. Like something like that, a freak sort of bang, bang play.
Yeah.
So they got him in a 3rd and 7 already. Both teams, Scott, just don't want the football. Huh? Like they're not killing the clock. Yeah. It's like right away. Miami's defense has been on the sideline for about 60 seconds? You're going to get these guys back out here maybe again in a minute? This is a big play.
This is where I blame the offensive coordinator, Gabe. You got to come up with a play. You know the Indiana defense was good.
I would run like a reverse to Tony or something. I'd run a little like reverse. Yeah, just get the ball in the hands of somebody.
I love those plays where you put 2 wide receivers on one side. You have the outside guy cutting in. You have the inside guy cutting out. The defensive backs don't know who to cover. Stuff like that. There's ways to offset this pass rush.
They stopped them again.
Wow.
So unless Cristobal is a psychopath and is going to go for it on the 12-yard line.
Got to punt again. 10-3
It's pretty close. He got kind of close, but it's short. Is it technically 4th and 1? They gave him a nice spot. It should be 4th and 2, 3, I think.
Can't go for it, right? From your own 16. There's no way. He can't be that crazy, like you said. Got to punt it away.
Does he run a fake here? I say no, but I'm just throwing it out there.
But it is
Oh, my God.
He ran a fake?
Blocked.
No.
You just won the defensive special teams touchdown. Blocked for a touchdown.
What?
Blocked and recovered in the end zone for a touchdown.
Oh, my.
Well, I just said, can they make a play?
Can
they make a play? I said, pop it loose, do something. Somebody make a play. It's not always going to be Mendoza. Make a play. They just made that play. Wow is right. Think about the Miami special teams. Missed field goal, clanked off the upright, now blocked field goal for a touchdown. That's 10 points in this game.
Yeah. Wow. I told you that was a live plus 220.
Wow, good call.
I'll take it.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. You know, as a sports fan, that they say you see something new every single day. It's generally associated with baseball, right? But I just saw something, Gabe. I don't think I've ever seen before. So Indiana does block the punt, right? So a minute behind you. So 17-7, they had the lead. Miami with the ball. You know how many guys they rushed on that block punt attempt? There's 11 guys on a team, right? You got to have one guy back, right? So that they probably rushed 10, right? They were showing block. No. What they rushed 9? No. 8? No. 7, Scott? No. 6 guys? They blocked the punt rushing 6 guys? No. They blocked the punt rushing 5 freaking guys. I got 10 guys blocking 5, and somehow or another, Indiana blocked the punt. How's that possible?
It was the punter's fault. It's that stupid AFL style kick. Instead of just punting the ball, he ran and he rolled out. It's like, dude, you're in your own end zone. Like, you don't have time to be doing that. He literally rolled himself right into it. Like, it was 100% the punter's fault. And now, wow, Miami just gets lit up here. They're throwing the football. And now Indiana are all fired up. You got a 2nd and 10 already. I'll ask you now, Scott. I think you would agree. If you're Miami, you got to start going for it now. There's no more punting. Yeah. And I'm not being extreme and it's 4th and 13, but time is not your friend. Indiana are going to eat up the clock the next time they get the ball back, right? They're just going to be happy with try to eat some clock up. This is once again massive drive for the Hurricanes to respond.
Like right now it's 3rd and 6 from their own 41. If they don't, let's say it's incompletion, I'd have no problem going for it. Yeah, you have to. You can't keep on punting the ball away at this point. 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
They're 0 for 8 third down conversions tonight. You want to talk about, you can't win a football game. You're 0 for 8. Can they, let's see here. Yeah. Carson Beck's under a lot of pressure. Wow. He's great. It's Caleb Williams style. Nice play, Beck. Nice play, Miami. They make the play.
First down. All right. At least they got that.
Carson Beck was scrambling around forever and bought time. And, there he showed that was a big-time quarterback type play there. See, he's capable of it, right? He's capable of it.
They got 9 possessions and 5 first downs. I mean, that's all you really need to know about this game. They've had 9 possessions and they have 5 first downs.
Yeah, if not for a 57-yard run, they'd be getting shut out right now. They had 1 touchdown run. That's it.
Keep on waiting for something to happen. There you go. First down, big play.
And
for
Fletcher, like I said, Fletcher nearly popped another one here. Now they're moving the ball. He was called down here. Is that a catch? Or they're Miami are suddenly moving the ball. Like, so they've done a nice job. Yeah, it was a big play to Tony down the field. Like I said, Beck, that was a big time throw from Beck. It was very Caleb Williams like. He bought a bunch of time. He waited till someone got open and he threw a bullet there. So nice play by Beck. And in fact, he just jumped all the way up to 93, but I don't see how he's going to be able to. You know what? Put it this way. If Miami wins somehow, he's going to have to get to 206. They're going to have to complete a bunch of passes. So we'll see what happens here. I do have the Miami over 9.5 team total. Here's another big play, Miami.
And field goal is still in play.
They're on the 10-yard line.
Wow.
This point spread, man. My 14.5 is not going to cover. They're just not pulling away.
Tell you, my 27-20, 24-21 type of scores is actually looking halfway decent. So, I've been doing
now do they punch it in, or do they have to settle for a field goal?
Listen, the field goal, they're only down 10. Again, it seems like it's a 3-score, 4-score
that's wild,
game, but it is only 10.
All the way up to 40.5 now.
40.5. That's a lot. They only have 24
We're
points.
We're at 24 right now, so they're anticipating another 17 points.
Yeah. Touchdown here, I guess, and they're figuring 10 points in the fourth quarter.
They just picked up a nice. They just picked up a big chunk on first down here. They picked up a good 4. It looks like
down to the 12.
It's going to be one more play before the end of the quarter here. So we got some drama. We got some drama in the game. It's a strange game. It hasn't been big plays, but it's close.
Yeah, they got it at the 9. Now you're probably in 4-down territory, even though I would kick the field goal. I would keep this a 1-score game. I want to have a fighter's chance here, depending on what happens.
They can get the first down without the touchdown. So they can get the first down at the 2, and oh boy, they just picked it up. Like they're pretty much it's going to be 3rd and 1 now from like the 2-yard line. So they don't even need a touchdown to get a first down here. So they're going to score a touchdown. Yeah. In-game total 40 and a half, like you said. It's 40 and a half. Yeah. They're going to score here. So suddenly they're going to be at 31 after this. So they're going to be another 10 points. I say so. I'm going to jump in on the over 40 and a half.
Yeah. You know, in these coaches and knowing Cristobal, as he should at this point, there's got to be a point where it's got to be, down 2 scores, 4 minutes left, 3rd or 4th and 7 from my own, 30-yard line, and he's going to go for it, which he has to. And it's going to give Indiana a short field. So I think it does, yeah. They get the touchdown here. I would wait just because I don't think it'll go much higher if they score a touchdown. I think it's built at 40 and a half. So the only thing that could happen is they screw up. And I don't want to be holding out to an over 40 and a half ticket if they ends up not scoring here. So I would wait. And if it bumps to 41 or 42 and a half, then so be it. I would rather do that because I think he would go for it here, 4th and 1, if they don't get it on 3rd down. So I would hold off on the over. But Miami's down to 6.5.
2 quick goals in the NHL by the home teams, just for the record. I like the over 1.5 in the first periods. The Canucks, though, took the lead early. So the Canucks are up 1-0. You get the Islanders at plus 130 right now. And, the Rangers scored. So not the Ducks, but the Rangers have scored early in this game. They're up 1-0 right now. Flyers up 2-1 on the Vegas Golden Knights late in the game, actually. 3.5 minutes left in that one. So we got an upset in the making, and the Blackhawks up 1-0 on the Winnipeg Jets, and 1-1 with the Devils and Flames. Quick NHL check.
You know what the big play today was? I gave it out to the boys on the podcast. Loved Colorado today. They had lost 2 in a row, and they really.
Oh, yeah, I had a call with Nashville the other night. You said, you thought Nashville could beat them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they played. They really outplayed them. But I figured Colorado would bounce back today, and they did. They won 5-2 against Washington. So that was my NHL winner. I quick little break, and then back to the board we go in game 1.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Carson's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day on the grid. So no drama about going for it on fourth down because Miami scores a touchdown. Fletcher from 3 yards out on 3rd and 1. So it's 17-14. First play of the fourth quarter. How about that? We got ourselves a football game. 4.5
hit the
as
over,
low as it's been in a while. And we hit the over Miami. Yep. Right?
Over 9.5 with Miami. So another in-game. There's been quite a few in-game wins on the show for us. Between me and Scott so far today. Fletcher with another touchdown, plus 105 there. Miami team total over to 9.5. Pretty crazy in hindsight, huh? It's like 9.5. Yeah. Now they're at 14 already. So, Indiana, as far as the total, 41.5, guys. And I just jumped in. I'm like, you know what? Especially if Indiana score here. If Indiana pop this thing back up to 24-14, this thing could really get crazy. Yeah, we got the big play with Indiana. If you bet on the over, you're always looking for the big play. So we were talking about there haven't been big plays in this game, but Miami scored pretty quickly there, and Indiana scored that real quick sort of on the punt return. Can Indiana's offense pop a big play in the next 2-3 minutes, and suddenly we're at 38 points with like 10, 12 minutes left? Right then, the actual original total suddenly comes into play.
Yeah, that's not out of the equation. I mean, especially with overtime. 17-17, 34, 30-41. Yeah, 2 touchdowns in overtime would put it over if you got it at 46.5. So, yeah, that original over is definitely still available. You think about it, Gabe, with Indiana's offense, first drive, 4 plays out. They had the field goal for 12 plays, but that was only 55 yards. They haven't really had, the 1 touchdown, 14 plays, 85 yards. Outside of that drive, they've been, the short field on that last touchdown because of, pinning the team back. Give them credit for that.
Nothing sustained for this offense
so far tonight. So
it's been choppy. And listen, Miami's defense is the real deal. But yeah, we were talking about Miami not doing anything and taking away the 57-yard. Take away the block punt for a touchdown right now, and they're losing this football game. Indiana's offense has to step up and make a play. Now they just did right now. The kid just popped a nice run up the middle. Big play by Black. So first down, Indiana. It's a big-time drive for Indiana because this Miami team, guys, as we see, they just don't go away, right? Yeah. They did this against Texas A&M. They won the game like in the last minute of the game type of deal. They're not going to quit this team. They won't tap out.
That was a good drive by them, right? That took, 4.5 minutes? Really back to the wall, down 10 points. You punt the ball away if you don't get a first down, and it's basically ball game over. And they went right down the field.
They needed it, and they got it.
Yeah. So, that's 17-14. For Indiana,
just a pick 6 here. Very close. Boy, Miami were sitting on it.
Really? Wow. That would have been disaster for Indiana. Although I
don't know, it's crazy to say. I don't have a lot of confidence in Indiana's offense suddenly. They're not doing anything. We've been sort of focusing on Miami's ineptness offensively in the first half, but it's caught up right now. They can't protect Mendoza. He's 0 for 4 passing. He's been sacked 3 times in the second half. He's 0 for 4 passing. All right, they just did a quick little hit here, and it worked. Simplicity, huh? They literally just did a quick hit to the wide receiver, and he turned it into like a 25-yard scamper. Cooper down the sideline.
Oof.
Big play Hoosiers. They needed that.
Yeah. Telling you what. 31-30.
43.5, Scott. This total is creeping. Remember I told you, too, I got a 45. I paid for it. I was like, you know what? I got them in teasers. I'll make it 45, minus 150. That might come into handy when it's all said and done. That's 2 touchdowns at 31 right now.
Right. 38 and 45. There you go. And 7-7. So still
because it came down to 46 at 46 and a half at Bet 365. So I was like, man, it's not going to cost me that much to get this to 45 suddenly. So that's why it wasn't my plan to go, I want to make it 45. That wasn't my ambition. But because the number came down, I was like, I was going to buy the half point to make it 46. And then I just saw, I was like, man, instead of 132 or whatever, I'll just make it 45 for 150. And I already had the Indiana with the over 37.5 as well. So I and I've been hitting this in game. So we'll see if I can get out of this. We've been doing pretty well. We hit the Miami stuff there. I like to get Indiana's team total over. They got a 2nd and 9 on the 41-yard line right now.
Miami's team total, what is that, by the way? Total yards. I don't know they're up for total yards. That's kind of goofy, but FanDuel. Miami's at 17.5. And Indiana said still 23.5. That's minus 2-1. And more coming up in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, oh, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. We got a timeout, 4th and 5 for Indiana, who just got screwed by the officials. They had a wide receiver just get grabbed. What might not have been pass interference, but it should have been defensive holding. I don't know how they didn't call that. I like letting them play, but all right, let's bring in our good buddy Mark Zetto, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time on the Grid, ESPN as well. What's going on, Mark? 17-14, Indiana with the ball, 11.5 minutes left to go in the fourth. You got a big 4th and 5. Where were you before the game? Where would you be right now?
Well, I have over 21 in the second half. I played it at halftime, figuring the game would open up a little bit. So I need any sort of points, any at all right now, because we have 21. So I'd like not to have a push. So I would not be upset if Indiana kicked a field goal in this spot here and made it. I don't trust any kickers, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I mean, listen, the fact that Miami is even in this spot, look, when we went into halftime, I said to myself, I don't know if Miami's going to score again, like at all, the rest of the game.
Their team total was 7.5, Mark.
It didn't look
7.5.
The game, the way it was flowing, they couldn't do anything offensively. So give them credit, and also give their defense a ton of credit. Remember, 7 of those Indiana points are off of the block punt for a touchdown. So they've held this Indiana offense to 10 points in this game.
So where would you go now? You got your bet, but it's 3.5 and 40.5. 4th and 5. I'm guessing they're going to go for it. 52, 53-yard field goal for a college kid is not easy, and you'd be giving them the ball. Oh,
this is the first time they've had to go for it on 4th down in the playoffs.
Yeah, it just tells you a ton.
Yeah, their first 4th down conversion attempt here in the college football playoffs. 4th and 5 from the 43-yard line.
I mean, here's the dangerous part about people who had Indiana pregame, or people who had Miami plus a 7.5 pregame. Like, There's again.
They get it.
Wow, they got it.
Wow. It wasn't easy. Like, nothing's easy for them. Like, Becker with the catch. Wow. But, man, he fought this ball. Look at this. Like, barely, caught it, barely in bounds.
Wow.
I think they're going to want to take a look at this, actually, to see if he actually did, get in bounds.
The point is that, if Indiana scores a touchdown here, right, and goes up 24-14, you start to get into a spot where Carson Beck is going to be asked to throw a ton, and that doesn't favor Miami at all. And this is where you get this sort of interception that comes late or whatever that, when they rush down the field for 2 scores, that changes the game. And then all of a sudden it opens up even more in favor of Indiana. So if you had Miami pre-flop here plus the 7.5, it was I would be very nervous. Now, I also advocated, and I'm glad I let discretion be the better part of valor. Miami plus 4.5 in the first half is where I was all week long. And then eventually this morning I switched to the under in the first half because I kept saying to myself, well, there's a 13-3 first half that Miami doesn't cover. There's a 10-0 first half that Miami doesn't cover. Even though their defense played well enough, their offense doesn't do enough.
I laid the 4, exactly.
Yeah,
I laid the 4 in the first. But now, like you, I want points. A field goal is good for you, but I already hit the Miami team total. I got it at 9.5 earlier in the game. But I got Indiana over 23.5, guys. So touchdown here, the extra point gets me here. They probably would settle for a field goal.
Yeah,
you'd have to here. Yeah, force it to make it a touchdown game. I don't think that.
And look, they're not. Yeah, they're on the. They're actually only on the 12 here right now. I thought they were a little closer. So this is a big play once again.
It's 4th and 4 now.
4th and 4.
Yeah,
so
they get it.
I think they
get to stop. So that means Miami are actually covering still. This game could end after, and Miami are actually covering the freaking spread after all this, even if they didn't score.
Yeah.
And they held again. They got away with holding again. It's crazy. These refs aren't calling anything. He wasn't going to catch it, but.
Which, again, is both. It's a double-edged sword, right? You're happy they're letting the players play, but, the egregious stuff sometimes, now they're so petrified in a late game that's close to throw it. That's the problem. You're okay with it for 3 quarters, and it's okay, the game's on the line. You have to call the game correctly, and no one wants to do it because you've set this precedent that we're going to let these guys play for 3 quarters. I mean, it's just it's what happens.
This is interesting, though. Signetti just called a timeout. Yeah, he called a timeout. I'm not sure.
Go for it. Is he?
He's not going to be crazy to go for this again. He's too smart of a coach.
Mendoza, the receivers are on the sideline type of thing around him, but Mendoza just went to the bench, so I don't know what they're doing here.
I mean, if they didn't get it, first of all, he's only got 1 timeout left now. That's one thing.
Yeah, I don't know what he wasted the timeout for, unless what's he doing? I don't understand this.
4th and 4.
They're not sure whether
they're going for it. They're going for it.
Oh my goodness, what are you doing, brother? What are you doing?
You know what? I don't have a problem with it, Scott. You kick a field goal and you lose if they score a touchdown.
Yeah, but you got 9.5 minutes left. You'd still get the ball back. Put it this way: if they
score a touchdown, you're still down. Right? I get it, but I can live with it both ways. But let's see: are they going to try to get on the jump off side?
Maybe that's it. I mean, it's 4 yards. It's not a yard.
Miami have been known to do weird things, right, Mark and Scott?
Well,
that's true. Yes, that's true.
Here's how this plays out. You don't get any points here, and Miami scores a touchdown.
They're going for it.
You now need a touchdown to win. Whereas if you kick the field goal here and Miami scores a touchdown, you only need a field goal to go ahead. And
Oh my God!
Wow,
stuff of legends.
What'd they do?
Wow.
They go for it. Mendoza runs over a bunch of Hurricanes and dives into the end zone for the touchdown.
You gotta be kidding me. I don't like stupid play calling being successful. I just don't like it. I don't want teams to, have coaches,
Nobody saw that coming though. Mendoza snapped the ball and ran the ball right up the middle.
Oh my goodness.
Dove at the end of it into the end zone.
We're never gonna hear not only Mendoza,
Elway
but going
That's
forward.
His Elway moment, going through the air. There's a still shot of him already out there right now.
Yeah.
And the extra point is good. So we hit the over 23.5, baby. Congratulations, Mark, on your second half play.
There we go.
So we're up to 38, and I tell you 38. What, it's 45.5 right now. Under bettors are starting to panic. Like,
Yeah,
this is
I would
getting real
original
if you're
numbers.
on the under.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
see, again, it's one of these things where this is where Mario Cristobal and the Hurricanes are at a disadvantage, right? I mean, you know, managing.
Oh, they have no choice but to throw the ball. Yeah, they can run a bit, but they're going to have to throw.
Here's my point: managing this thing here, you know, the Sean Payton way may make a whole lot of sense, right? And what I mean by that is, you know, depending on how much time is left, as soon as you get in field goal range, kick the field goal because you need it anyway, right? Because the ball matters more than the points do right now. So, and also goes back to that same old adage that if you coach to cover, you'll always do analytically the right thing. And getting back within, 7 here is the cover that you need, but it's also from a time efficiency standpoint, as soon as you get in range, you end up kicking that field goal and put yourself in position to get the ball back with more time.
The flip
Yeah, I
side
like
is
that
the other
philosophy
thing that
in
you threw out
college
there
and
earlier.
NFL. Yeah.
Tip ball, and interception, pick six. Something weird happens here to Miami because they got to throw the football. But you're right, Scott. Can you trust the kicker, right, in Miami? You already clanked one off the upright earlier.
Yeah, that's the only problem with that. I agree with you as far as philosophy and all that, but 9 minutes left. If there were like 6 minutes left, Mark, I would definitely. But
how long it takes him to get down the field? That's the issue. You know,
I tell you, that was a quarterback draw, by the way. That was not it was a scramble, but that was a designed quarterback draw, 4th and 5 from the 12-yard line. That's a gutsy play call. And he bounced.
I don't think they thought he was going to actually get a touchdown out of it, but he did.
No,
they didn't. They weren't hoping for the touchdown, but he ends up getting the touchdown. That's finding a way to make a play for Mendoza, though. You've struggled through the air, right? They've shut down the passing attack, so Mendoza found a way to make a play there. 24-14, 9.5 now is the point spread, but it's actually minus money. Minus one, I got it at minus 165. I see 44.5 is the total, but minus 190 to the over.
Yeah. Who wants to do that? But I think you get another score, don't you, Mark?
I think you're going to get at least one score, one way or another, because I don't think Indiana would have an opportunity.
Mark, good job, man. Appreciate it. Thanks. Do it again soon.
Thanks, Mark. Big drive once again. Big drive.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kershaw like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the grid. So for the seemingly umpteenth time, huge drive for the Miami Hurricanes, who get a holding penalty on the ensuing kickoff after the Indiana touchdown. So now they got it deep inside their own territory. Oh, they just pick up a first down. So they got it their own 20-yard line. Otherwise, that would have been disaster. But 4-down territory, I would suspect from here on out, unless there's something crazy going on. And they're down 24-14. Lines are 9.5 for Indiana, and the over-under is 44.5. And that big has come down a little bit. Now it's only minus 144. It was nearly 2-1 before. So basically, one more touchdown. I don't think anybody's going to be going for 2-point conversions here. So will Miami, more than likely score one more touchdown, or Indiana for that matter? So we need something out of Miami for our
point spread in question though. Right?
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
the 7.5 out there. I bought it down to 7 for a reason. Miami are looking for a pass interference call. That's ironic, you guys. Like their sideline's flipping out right now. Yeah, okay. You guys have gotten away with murder all night on the field.
All night grabbing
I
guys.
guess Indiana figured, all right, screw it. Look at that, too. That was blatant. The kid on Indiana just ripped him down. These refs just aren't calling pass interference.
Man, they're not calling anything tonight.
If you're the coaches, you tell the kids, hey, listen, don't go crazy, but play on the edge because they're not calling.
Yeah,
they're
not
just
calling
grab them a bit. Yeah, grab them.
Like, how could you go, honestly, nothing for nothing, right? Indiana's got 2 penalties and Miami has 5. How could you go basically 3.5 quarters with only 2 penalties? I mean, come on.
Oh, my God. Oh, they're saying you didn't catch it. Sorry, Scott. You're right. They're letting but I was going to say that maybe it's my play for my passing yards. Beck just threw a bomb down the field. I thought he caught it, but the referee said no, he was right there. Let's see. I can't tell. No, it hit the ground. It bounced. Good call by the ref.
You need about 80 yards, right? He's at 123.
Oh, is that what it is?
Like
Yeah.
30,
So, dude, that would have been it. That was literally like a 70-yard pass through the air. Like he heaved it. You're kind of going to have to do it. Like you don't have a choice, Miami. You're going to need you're 3rd and 10 right now. You can't punt the ball, but you don't want to give them the ball back on your 20-yard line.
That's I talked about that, this situation. If it's 4th and 10.
Now they get a false start, Scott. The worst thing if you're Miami. You got a false start.
You're going to have to punt.
You're going to need to pick up a nice chunk on this play, at least, if not. Like to put yourself in a situation where you can think about it.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8 yards. 4th and 8.
Yeah, 7:55, but you're down 10. You got 3 timeouts.
You could give up a field goal. You could give up a field goal and still make it keep it a 2-score game.
That's
So I wouldn't kill
You could
them.
argue, you could punt, but really? You're going to give them the ball, and you're going to need the ball twice after. Time's not on your side. You're really, it's 3rd and 15 here. Make it manageable. Pick up 10, 12 yards here.
Right.
And they get the first down. Nice pass.
Wow.
I got to tell you, in hindsight, they should have let Beck unleash them. He can do it. I think they were too conservative.
Yeah. The pass rush killed him. And I think they just, they figured
I think both offensive coordinators got rattled. They were both getting stopped. And now here's Miami. Wow, here's a big play. Man, these receivers are fast after they catch it. So, he just picked up a chunk.
Yeah, you're up to 186. You might.
Wow, I might
get
this over. I got over 205.
Yeah.
If I lose because of the 203.5, though, because it was 203.5 in the day and I didn't play it. I ended up betting it before kickoff at 205.5. If he lands, if I lose because of 2 yards, I'm going to hate myself.
Yeah.
So let's get to 206 here. Because it was 203 earlier in the day.
You're going to get the ball back again, right? I mean, there's
You're right, though. I should get this. He's picking up chunks. Tony's up to 93 yards right now.
When everything's said and done, his numbers aren't going to be too bad as far as
these guys are going to cover the spread most likely. Because I don't know if Indiana are going to try to score after. Indiana, I'm not saying they're not going to not try to, but they're still leading. Right. You know what I mean? Indiana are going to be all right, we just got to eat the clock up, get first downs. They're not going to be desperate to try to score. So, this might be a push only at the 7. This is big play, Scott, for the point spread. There's a lot on the line here.
This is where Mark was talking about, kick the field goal now and just worry about getting the ball back with 6. But I wouldn't do that.
You can't trust their kicker. You can't trust their. I want a touchdown here.
You're down there. You're moving the ball.
But then you're going to have to trust your kicker with the game on the line later, potentially.
Yeah. And you have 3 timeouts, right? So it's not like you don't have any timeout. You have plenty of time.
They're going to score.
Miami.
They scored right here. Like they're going to score. They scored that quickly. Wow.
Yeah.
This game is getting crazy now, huh? Wow. Tony again, another touchdown. Yards.
Yeah, Tony rushing touchdown. Not a passing, unfortunately, for you. 24.
Really? It was one of those pitches, too. Son of a.
Really?
Yeah.
That it was almost like a pitch. If he would have pitched it forward, it would have been a pass. He pitched it backwards. I got to see it here. I
got to see the replay, too. When I saw it, I was like, yeah. Let me see the replay here. Was it a pitch? Was he set up as a running back? I don't think so. Like
maybe. Would it be
all right, the extra point is good. So I just got to push with my 45. And how about this? Under bettors want to throw up right now. In-game total is 51.5. 51.5.
They think there's going to be another touchdown.
Overtime.
That's amazing.
That's 750. We talked about that overtime, Scott. Yeah. Miami are a field goal away potentially. Dude, will game to go overtime is plus 850 right now.
That's not a bad little hunch bet. That's not a bad, listen.
Gotta get it on. It's a 3-point game with 6 minutes left.
Yeah. Anything could happen. Yeah, he handed the ball off. That was close. If he would have just pitched it, but he handed the ball off. So
what's Beck at now, though? I'm still good. No, dude, I won. He's at 208. I got 208 here. It.
I bet they changed it then.
He's at 208. And him getting sacked doesn't count against his pass yards. It counts against his rush yards.
Team pass yards, yes, but not individually.
Yeah. So Carson Beck, guys, he got there. 16-27, 208.
Wow. How about
he got there by 1.5 yards. And they'll probably get the ball.
The highlight. Again, I got to see that highlight. Yes, they did change it. You know why? Because they got Carson Beck with a touchdown pass, and he didn't have it. Right. So it
was a pitch. Yeah, it was one of those. If he doesn't drops it, it's incomplete deals.
Yeah, the official score must have.
So we got credit for it. Yeah. So official score was bet under Carson Beck passing yards, like you said, Scott.
Exactly.
You got to get that right, buddy, huh?
Yeah. Nice.
208.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. We got a good one to close out the college football season. How about that? Indiana 24 and Miami 21. 6.5 minutes left to go. IU will get the football. They have it at their own 28-yard line after that Miami drive. So where was this offense first half? Who knows, Gabe, right? You just say that things wear down, players get tired, whatever the case may be. Maybe they make some adjustments. But it's just we figured that.
Trust
we
the
really
process.
told us. Yeah,
you got to
there was
trust
a
the
reason why it
process
was
that the game will open up. Can you believe, though, the odds makers, like as genius as they listen, the odds makers win more than they lose, and the computer and stuff. But think about it, guys. They had Miami at plus 7.5 at plus 115. At 7.5 points team total. At 21 right now. Right, at Indiana 22 or 24. Like there are spots. This is one of these games where we just had to trust. Yeah, it'll open up. Question is, where does it go from here? I did jump in, little play at plus 850 for this game to go to overtime, which is a possibility, right? Miami, though, anybody that's old enough to know, as me and Scott know, Miami have had a lot of heartbreak over the years with kicks. I could totally see it happening, Scott, them missing the kick to tie the game with no time on the clock.
Right. Right? Wouldn't that just be like so typical Miami? Yeah, between Miami and Florida State, the whole state.
Remember, he missed a bunch of kicks at Texas A&M. They blamed the wind. They said, "Oh, it was windy. It was windy, but whatever." He missed a couple of chip shots. Hit the upright earlier in this game. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Carter Davis, to be honest with you. Like if I was Miami, like I'd want it to be like a 42-yarder and in type thing. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't get to 45 and
like
be
50, to 49 to 50, even 48, 49. We're still it's still a toss up then.
Yeah.
This is a big drive for Indiana. This is a championship drive for Indiana, though, Scott. Can they march down the field and eat the clock up? Right? They can march down the field and eat the clock up.
They just picked up a first down. Wow, the over-under's down to 47.5. With each first down, the over-under is going to go lower and lower. Because they're going to realize, okay, they're not going to score, and neither is Miami. But there's still a lot of time.
Could kick a field goal, though. And
that, too.
Yeah, they got 3 timeouts, like you said. There's a lot of football.
They got 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. So there's
Indiana
a lot of
moving the ball, though.
I think
they're already at the 50. They just picked up another 5 yards on first down running the ball. So they're at the 50. We could get into 45. A position where Cignetti might be in that spot where he goes for it again or kicks the field goal. It might be one of those deals. Do I try to ice the game? I don't want to give the ball back to them. Like, I don't trust their field goal kicker, so I'll go for it.
Yeah. I would go, listen, I already got the over, so I need another field goal. But if I didn't, I think you get another field goal here. I would go over 47.5, and they just locked it. So something positive must have happened.
Second and 5.
Or something.
They're really bleeding the clock. They're not snapping the ball until there's a second left, and they just got stuffed on the second down. Lame play call. They just sort of ran the ball up the middle and lost yards. Like there was no urgency. Like it was one of those seemed like wasted type of play calls, to be honest. Pick up first down, finish them guys, bury them, make them start to use their timeouts instead of just sort of like now you're in a third down, 3rd and 7. Unless Cignetti's thinking, like I just said, no, I'm going to go for it anyways.
Boy, at midfield, needing,
he
with
can't
Miami
go
needing
for
only
it
a
here.
field goal.
He can't go for it here.
No,
he
not
can't
with that
go for
defense.
it here. Not here.
Yeah. Not even, I don't even think 4th and 1 would I go for.
So that's the whole thing, though. They need to get to their 45, Scott. So if you're on their side of the field, is different, but they're going for it all on this play. And they make the play. Surratt with the catch. 1st and 10. They pick up about 17-20. And now, if you're Miami, you got to start thinking about your timeouts, guys, because there's.
Now you got to.
Dude, if you should have already called a timeout, Cristobal. The fact you didn't, you've already let 20 seconds go. So you're kind of screwed now. There's no point in doing it now. You've already, you got to call a timeout after because Indiana are not in any sense of hurry to run the ball, to hurry up here.
Man, you down to 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, he could call it's first down, Scott. You want to call the timeout on first down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. As I've said many times, you call the timeout when you know.
Oh, I thought he was going to pop it. Kid on Indiana got to the edge, but he just picked up like another 9 or 10. They might punch it in here.
Miami's got to hold them to a field goal. Otherwise, we're going to blow the cover. Oh, man.
Oh, boy, the
so
cover's
golden.
in the air. This is, I know.
Oh,
this is
my
crazy.
goodness.
A field goal
You gotta
doesn't
be
cover
kidding
either.
me.
Like you said, the field goal is 6.
No.
No, I don't have it at 6. I got it at 7. So that's out the window right now.
You need a touchdown. I need a field goal. Come on, Miami.
I got
what
over
happened to your
45,
great
though, in the game.
defense?
I only have
Yeah,
a
you need
push now,
that.
so I'll take a win. I'll take a win over a push. It happens.
Yeah.
It all comes. Miami Hurricanes, a seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, oh, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
All right, here we go. 2-minute warning. Indiana 1st and 10 at the Miami 23-yard line, leading at 24-21. Moment of truth here. Miami does have all 3 of their timeouts. They didn't use them before the 2-minute warning. I'm not exactly sure why, but okay, you're going to use them here. Not to mention your defense is getting gashed. Maybe they could use a little bit of a break. But bottom line is, will Miami throw, or will Indiana Gabe throw the ball? Run the ball, force Miami to use all 3 of their timeouts. No Insignetti, and what we've seen today, I'm thinking he's going to come out here and he's going to throw at least once, if not twice.
I'm thinking
and try and put the dagger on.
I think he runs the ball the first 2 times, and then after, like you said, he trusts Mendoza enough, where it's the Mendoza icing on the cake, bro. He's your guy. You trust them to roll out. Miami thinks you're going to run the ball, and you throw it over their heads into the end zone. You put the icing on the cake, right? You don't want to listen, they haven't won the game yet. A field goal, they can still, Miami gets the ball back, but Miami are in the worst possible situation right now. We both agreed they should have called the timeout immediately after that big play. Like, they didn't want to do it. Then a bunch of time started going off. They had to do it. There was 2:38 left still. They could have played this and been 2 minutes left now and gotten the ball back. Right? They could have forced Indiana's hand, right? And before the 2-minute warning. Instead, worst case scenario, they wait to call the timeout, Scott, and he just picked up 9 yards. So it's 2nd and 1, and now Cristobal calls the timeout. It's like, dude, at this point, you're almost better off waiting again. Like, it's like, really? You know, like, you're off schedule now with the timeout, so they're 2nd and 1. You're really kind of screwed. In fact, Indiana technically could not they could take a knee and win the game soon. If you think about it, they're second and one right now. Cristobal only has 2 more timeouts. Yeah,
yeah, it'd be close, right? You get a timeout, or you get the first down on this play, we'll say. They got to call a timeout. You take it. There'd be about 30 seconds, 35 seconds left. It would be close. You'd almost be at the point where Miami says, okay, we're going to let you score.
Yeah.
You put yourself down 2 scores.
But
you're
Indiana,
asking for a miracle,
are getting big chunks, Scott. Every time they run, they're picking up big chunks. So, does Indiana take the pedal off the metal and not score? Does the kid, I don't know. Will they tell him, no, score. Just finish it off.
Yeah, I would say score. Right.
Penalty on Indiana. Delay a game. They waited too long. Guys, you're taking yourself out. You're killing your rhythm, man. You just help them with a flag there, too. That stops the clock.
How do you have a delay a game after a timeout? They had a timeout.
I know, so it doesn't help you were letting the clock tick. Exactly. It didn't matter.
Yeah. I mean.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're so used to, we're letting the clock go to the end here now. Was it a false start and not the delay game? My bad. Did the kid move?
False start. Okay, it was false start.
Yeah, I think the kid moved. All right, so the kid moved. Okay. My bad. Second and 6 now, though. So, all right, Miami, that was a big gift for Miami there. Yeah. That was a big gift.
Yeah. Now you got to stop.
They get the stop here. They did. All right, so now you call the timeout. They did. 1:51 left, and you got a 3rd and 5. So this is the game.
Wow. Everything's on the line. If they score a touchdown, then Indiana covers total.
Listen,
everything.
Really early bettors got the 48 and a half. That's what it opened up at, right?
Yeah.
And it ended up closing at 46 and a half before kickoff. So this is one of those when and where did you bet it type of deals. There's going to be a lot of frustrated people right now.
Yeah. You buy the hook if you got it at 46 and a half. Well, 47 wouldn't matter. Yeah.
And Indiana about not to cover. The field goal is not enough.
Yeah.
That's only 6.
And they would go. They would have to go for the field goal, right? There's no way.
Oh, boy.
Even
I don't know with Cignati on if it's, I don't know. I think he would probably go.
I mean, I would think you'd be giving them the ball, needing only 55 yards or so to get in a field goal range.
If they got to stop here, Miami will have a lot of time left. They got to stop here. They have a timeout. They're going to have a full minute and 45 to work with or whatever,
Yeah. And
so if I was Indiana, I wouldn't be I think Indiana got too complacent here, Scott. I like what you and I were thinking. Throw the ball with Mendoza once. Finish it off. Don't give Miami a chance to get a miracle touchdown on the way out here.
Yeah. You've been aggressive the whole night. The whole night you've been aggressive. Whoa, they got 4th and 4.
They have no choice. They're going to have to kick a field goal here.
Yeah.
And they're going to better make it. They miss, and then suddenly, we got that overtime.
Yeah.
Either way, Miami are going to get the freaking ball back with 1:47 left.
Yeah.
Indiana really mismanaged that. You guys played right into Miami's hands. I get it. You don't have to be reckless, but I wouldn't try a flea flicker. But Scott, you got Mendoza. You don't trust him? Just roll out and throw the ball a little bit. Put the icing on the cake of this football game. Yeah. Instead, they ran the ball up the middle 5 times in a row and gave the ball back to Miami. You just gave the ball back to Miami. You made no effort. I don't understand. You made no effort to try to finish it off. And now you're putting a lot of pressure on your kicker who doesn't kick a lot of field goals for you.
Right. It's certainly not critical field goals. If he is kicking a field goal, it's when they're up 30. That's why I don't understand these coaches.
35-yarder. Not to mention, Miami have blocked field goals before, too. They're good at this. They blocked one. They blocked one in the playoffs. It was against A&M. So they're going to be all in here. Let's see. The kick is good.
Good.
27-21. So it goes over.
It goes over.
Wow, after all that.
After
gets
all
the 48.
That. And I'll tell you what, nothing for nothing. Because it's not over yet. But our opening pickoff and everything, right now I'm 4-0. I had Miami plus 7.5. Not only did I said they would probably lose 27-20, 27-21, right? 27-24. Right now it's 27-21. I had the over 46.5. I had the special teams touchdown, both teams to score, gave the no score first 6.5 minutes, and we even got a field goal as the first score of the game. So I know you got a bunch of winners too. We done a good job with this tonight. Nothing for, pat ourselves on the back.
It's a good way to end the season. It's not perfect. I'm on Indiana too, but you can't win them all. We've hit a bunch of in games, and we do have that. We gave the same game parlay actually, Indiana to the over, but there's 142 left here, man. Miami have about a thing of magic about them, and/or here pick six, fumble or something, and somehow Indiana covers the number on the way out. That's what I'm hoping for. Some craziness.
It could have happened. We've seen it. They start lateraling
Kid
the
would
ball
probably
and
take
they have
a
the
knee,
ball.
though. Yeah, but you never know. Like, you know, I mean, it's the whole thing. Wow, though. Big drama. Big drama. But, yeah, Carson Beck is at 208, so he's gone over the number. Mendoza, though, 0 touchdown passes on the game. That was one thing I'm a little bit surprised. 0 touchdown passes. He did get the rushing touchdown, but Beck has actually thrown for more yards than Mendoza. Mendoza's 186, Beck 208. For the record, Mendoza's prop was like 225.5.
Yeah. Plus 350 on Miami right now. What do you think? Does he have it?
I don't like the over.
$4 or $5 million. Is he gonna?
I'd like a little bit more than that, than plus 350, but I got a puncher's chance. I'm just upset. I'd rather like if it was a field goal, so we could get that overtime at plus 850 potentially.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they missed the extra point. Somehow we get to overtime at 27-27, but not a good start for Miami. They just got a false start before they on their first play.
Just, you know what? For me, just don't have a pick six. Don't have a fumble. Just 27-21.
Sorry, now it's a
I'm
delay
perfectly
game.
happy.
So how do you have a delay a game on first down if you're Miami, Scott? So this time I'm right. It's officially a delay game. They got, guys, you just got the ball back. How do you have a delay a game?
You're standing on the sidelines. There was a timeout after the extra point. I mean, don't you know who's supposed to be in the game, who's not supposed to be?
So now you got a first down thing. I guess it fully matters, but it's 1st and 15 now. They're on the 20 instead.
It matters, you know. Let's at least get to a Hail Mary situation. If you're a Miami fan, realistic, let's at least get it to midfield and you know, have them sweat out a Hail Mary. But it's 2nd and 15 now.
They nearly get to him on first down. Now it's 2nd and 15. Beck did a good job getting rid of the ball and avoiding a sack, to be honest with you. Because they don't have timeouts now, right? So they would have been in big trouble for the clock if he got sacked there.
Right. Paying your guy $4 million. Let's see, Carson.
Here it is.
What do you got?
Listen, Tony's come up with these big plays in the playoffs so far. You got to watch out for him.
It all comes down to this.
We got you covered right up till kickoff.
The Miami Hurricanes, a 10 seed built on pressure. The Indiana Hoosiers, undefeated and dominant. Spread, total, player props, insights across the full betting board. National championship coverage.
And I'll be ready. I'll be ready.
I'll be double checking the list twice.
Only on SportsGrid.
Team USA really undersold this. The superstars really weren't going, but the rest of the world, Latin America, they really geared up. The Team USA actually put their best foot forward, almost like you're having like the dream team of the United States players here going to be out on the baseball diamond. Great pitching, great superstars around. So Clayton Kersaw's like, you know what? You got a spot for me where you can throw me 70 innings in this tournament because I'm not going to be playing baseball the rest of the year, and I'm just going to go away and relax and be happy.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Oh, we got a game here. 50 seconds left. 27-21. Indiana with the lead. Miami with the ball. They overcame a big 3rd and 15 thanks to a roughing the passer penalty, which I thought was kind of weak. They haven't been calling too many penalties tonight, but they did. So Miami now, Gabe's got the ball right around midfield. We talked about at least a Hail Mary, so they're going to have at least a Hail Mary attempt here, if not, obviously, even more with 50 seconds left. Timeout, Indiana. Yep. Yeah.
Miami just threw a deep pass, and Indiana intercepts it. Game, set, match. The Indiana Hoosiers are going to win the national championship 27-21. Miami are out of timeouts. There's a flag on the play, but I think the flag on the play is Indiana's players all ran into the end zone after he caught it. Yeah.
Wow.
He took his helmet off, actually, too. I think one of the kids took his helmet off. Whatever, but it's going to be their ball either way, and Miami can't stop it. They can just take a knee.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you had it 1st and 10 at the Indiana 41-yard line. You had time. Now, no timeouts, but remember in college, 2-minute warning unless this clock does stop after first downs, the old school way. So I'm going to see the play here. Did they really need to throw a bomb there, point being?
I'm still going to show. Here's the replay. They're showing the replay here. I got to tell you, he had him in one-on-one coverage, but the safety baited him. So Beck saw his guy on one-on-one on the side, on the left side here, streaks down the field. You know, it was just Beck underthrew it. You see it here? Beck underthrows it. If Beck throws it over everybody's head, that's a touchdown.
It's a bad read.
It's a hard pass to make, though, Scott. Like you said, that was not an easy pass. He was pretty far. That was a hard pass to try to make.
Yeah,
I agree with you. They didn't need to go for the jugular there. They were moving the ball, get it to the 20-yard line. They had a couple of shots. They stopped with the first down, so the time wasn't really an issue. You had time. It's it. As long as Indiana doesn't screw up taking a knee here, and they didn't on first down, so.
Yeah.
27-21.
Unfortunately, Mario Cristobal coaches Miami, not Indiana. Otherwise you'd have to
run the ball.
But wow, 27-21 is going to be your final.
I was going to say, unless there's a safety here. Imagine they just took a safety.
But they don't have to, there's no more timeouts. So I mean, that should be
something weird. Yeah. No, it's over. It's officially over. The Gatorade has been poured for the color blue. For the record,
they
blue
Gatorade. In there.
I
mean, I see the single coverage. It makes sense, that they're showing a good angle here, but the safety was just kind of hanging around, and Beck misread it.
We underthrew
and it. Wasn't enough zip on the ball.
It was a tough play.
Yeah. That's where the wide receiver maybe cuts it short. Instead of going long, because the safety's got to be somewhere around, you go 10 yards down the field and then say, just throw me the ball. Let's keep on moving the ball down the field. Wow.
A lot of Miami players are shaking Indiana's hand. Kind of classless. Beck just walked off the field because Mendoza just went up to somebody and the guy in Miami ignored him. Yeah, and I see Beck. Yeah, I get he's hurt and all that, but whatever. No, I'm not saying everybody on Miami left, but a lot of them just sort of stormed off the field here after the game. Some of them are still on the field right now. So, yeah, it's official. Indiana are the national champions, and the Big Ten. The Big Ten has now won 3 consecutive national championships. Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana.
Wow. How about that? Not the
and
SEC.
I wonder if it'll be any different next year.
Well, we gave those odds out. I will tell you the odds-on favorite is Ohio State and Notre Dame, at least on FanDuel, plus 650. Indiana's the third choice at 7-1. So they got 2 of the top 3 teams. Texas finally comes in at plus 750 as the 4th choice. Then Oregon at 9-1.
Another Big Ten team.
Yeah.
Wow. So Indiana win. Who would have thought that Indiana would win a football championship before a basketball
championship, right? I mean, who in the world ever? I never.
The Big Ten kingpins.
Indiana. That happen in sports. I mean, Indiana football? No. You would have told me that 5-10. No way. 20 years. No way. Wow. Just goes to show. They had their chances, though, Gabe. Miami had their chances. I give them credit. They didn't quit. They were playing like garbage. But they came back. They had their chances, but just not quite enough to get over the top.
Fun game though. It wasn't. It was a weird game, right? It had its ups and downs. It started off slow, but when it was all said and done, it was an entertaining football game. Dramatic ending. Congratulations to the Miami Hurricane backers. They covered a point spread.
Yep. Gave that out. You hit that perfectly. There were a lot of people that thought that. I really didn't think it would be a blowout. I wouldn't have been surprised with like a late touchdown for them in the end of the cover, but I just didn't think Miami. I thought they had the lines to really kind of hang tough with them, and they did there for a little while. So they get the cover, and the game goes over. That's your bad beat of the night, right? The over. It's 3-0 after one. It's 10-0 at halftime.
Something that you and I really didn't talk about with trends is the Heisman Trophy winner rarely wins the championship. Actually,
yeah.
This is kind of a strange daily double that the Heisman Trophy winner, it's very similar to the MVP of the National Football League. The MVP never wins the Super Bowl. Right. The regular season MVP never wins. It's really, really rare and few and in between for whatever reason. If you're the MVP of the regular season, good for you. You're not winning the Super Bowl. So something to think about actually with Drake May. But I'll bring up the numbers tomorrow. I'll bring that up as the NFL comes up. But yeah, Heisman Trophy, same thing. It was like the Heisman Trophy curse. Most of the time, the Heisman Trophy winners would lose in the championship game.
38 points they scored in the second half. After watching the first half, who would have thought that? 38 to push it on over. Mendoza goes for
anybody that bet on Indiana, Scott, and the under is really upset right now.
Yeah.
Because I lost the 6. I hit the money line, the parlay, and in the game, and I hit the same game parlay. I hit the over. But, can you imagine some poor bastard that laid the 7.5 with Indiana and bet the under? That's 2 bad beats.
Yeah. Gabe and I will be back tomorrow night. Hope you made some money along the way tonight, folks. Talk to you then.